Hey guys, barcode Pez coming here again with another deck profile, and this is obviously evilswarm, as you can see. But the reason I'm showing another deck profile is because out of pure idiocy I accidentally deleted my old one. Now I could have just gone to my channel and looked at the profile, but I did change a lot of it. I took out dolkers and things like that because I'd never really used them apart from for rabbit, and it was very hard to get them out. And yeah, it was a nice little difference, the evilswarm thing, but then I just changed the whole entire deck up a bit. I thought, screw it, I'm going to start fresh, and this is what I came up with, and this is what I've been using for the past hour, and it's working. I made a complete side deck with it because I thought I need to make a side deck because a lot of the times people side against me. Now I don't usually make side decks on Dueling Network. I see it more useful to have a side deck in real life when you go into actual events. And the thing is when you go into an event, you've just got to look at all the new sets and all the sets that are to come, and you can pretty much guess what people are going to be using. Now, with the new ban list that's come up, I've kind of assumed what I'm going to see. So, this is what I'm thinking. Obviously, you know, Karikian is not in Hidden Arsenal 7, which is a real sad thing, because Karikian offers so many plays for evilswarm players. You can go Ouroboros, Bahamut, and Ophion. Ophion is a nice little target, but I prefer to go Bahamut with him because he's so much more useful in some cases. But anyway, I'm going to continue on with the deck profile, and if anything, see this as a version 2 of a side deck. So, I hope you guys enjoy. And yes, my side deck is very trap heavy, but it's the only thing I really see able to side in these sort of things, so I shall get on with the deck profile. Now, obviously, with running evilswarms, you need 3 Castor. I have 2 Karikian. I see a lot of people running 3 Karikian, but I see him as a dead draw quite a lot because you're not always going to have 2 evilswarms in grave, especially opening hand. And I see him opening hand kind of useless unless you can go Ophion or something like that. I'm only running 2 Mandragoria because you get quite a lot off this guy anyway. You get so much off of Castor, and you get so much off of Karikian, and you get so much off of Rabbit, that 2 seems necessary. I mean, it's a special summon, and then if you have Thunderbird in hand, you can normal that. But yeah, besides 2 Mandragoria, I have 2 Thunderbird. Then we have the 2 Rabbit and the Vanilla Engine, which is Heliotrope. Then I have Tour Guides, only 2. I'm not running Saiyan, because obviously he's in the ban list and I'm not going to be able to use him anymore. So, and I never really used to run Sangan before. The only target I actually have with Sangan is Tour Guide or Rabbit, and to be honest, Rabbit isn't the main focus of this deck, which makes this deck in my opinion so much better than Dino Rabbit, because it's not the main focus. The same with Fire Fists. I feel that Fire Fists have grown up to be a lot better than Dino Rabbit because their main focus is not just Rabbit. But obviously, you know, the Dino Rabbit, it has the whole thing of, oh, I can negate effects, and I can negate summons, spells, and traps, yada yada yada. But still, I feel that Dino Rabbit is probably going to die out at some point. Then we have Dark Arm Dragon. It's pretty easy just to get 3 Darks in your grave with this deck, and you know, you're not constantly putting monsters into your grave like Dark Worlds. Like, this is, I don't run Dark Armed in Dark Worlds because my Dark World grave after a first turn can probably be filled with 5 Darks. Which is perfect if they had like a Moulin Glacier of Darks, but they will never do that, so, you know, I have to deal with this. And then I've just got the 2 Veilers, just in case of a mirror match, or just Rabbit in general, maybe Fire Fists, stuff like that. Works out. Then we have the 2 Infestation Pandemic. It used to be Infestation Pandemic Infection, but they changed it. 2? Did I say 2? I meant 3. 3, because this guy is awesome. Now, I took out the Dolkers, obviously, and I needed to think to myself, you know, what can I replace it with, and what better than Forbidden Dress? To be honest, the only thing that really kills Ophion is if they can attack over or hit it with an effect. Now, the main effect that I see popping my Ophion is Grapha and Raikou. Yeah, Raikou. So, Dress is useful in many cases because if they hit you with a Grapha, you just drop your Dress. Yeah, Ophion wearing a dress. Imagine that, guys. That would be some fucked up shit. But I like it. But either way. You just drop the dress on him, and he can't special summon his Grapher out to attack over. I mean, yeah, it's only 1950, but I'm pretty sure we can take out anything that, comes our way. And then we got the searches of the deck, and that should be up there. Then we have the two searchers, which is Reinforcements of the Army and Creeping Darkness. I wish they'd have more staple Evil Swarm searcher apart from this and Infection. But it's not too bad. We have consistency in the deck, so we can learn to live with it. I see a lot of people running Pot of Dualities. I'm kind of yes and no on that. I feel that the Pot of Dualities, yes, it can set you up next turn, but you might want to get the Othean out just that first turn, and yeah, it works either way you think about it. But I just choose not to run Pot of Dualities because I want the Othean first turn as quick as possible, and Creeping Darkness and Reinforcements of the Army can help out, especially Reinforcements. If Reinforcements was at 3, I'd feel sorry for everyone, not just going up against this deck, but any deck that runs Warriors. Then we have Allure of Darkness. I've started to run this now because it just gives me more of a draw engine, and after all the monsters in this deck are pretty much dark, apart from Rabbit and Veiler. So, it works out. Then we got Pot of Duality. Avarice. Works out. Just put 5 monsters back into your deck. If you get this late game, I'm surprised if you just don't say GG. Because it really depends on what your field is like. I mean, if you got an Othean out and then you draw into that, and you've got 5 in your grave, then to be honest, you may as well just say good game, because you're going to draw into so much shit. Like, as much as this deck isn't a spammy deck, if you get extra draws, you're going to be able to do something. And we got Dark Hole, Monster Reborn, and Heavy Storm. It's just the general triple threat staple lineup. Then we have 2 MSTs. You gotta love those MSTs. Then we got 1 Solemn Warning, 2 Compulsory Evacuation Device, 2 Dimensional Prism, 2 Torrential Tribute, and 1 Infestation Infection. I see some people running this at 3. I don't know why. I see this at 1 being good enough, because you don't want to keep drawing into these. As much as you want to search for your Evil Swarms, what's the point in just keep recycling your hand? The only useful thing I actually see about this is if someone actually gets to be able to destroy my Othean, at least I can chain it onto it and keep the Othean in the extra deck, and then get to search for something just to make Othean next turn. So, it works out. Now we're going to go on to the extra deck. We have 3 Evil Swarm Otheans. This guy is Orphan. Orphan? He's an Orphan. Oh god, no. Othean's an Orphan. But either way, Evil Swarm Othean. I see a lot of people pronouncing it Ophion. Why do you pronounce it Ophion? It's not Ophion, it's obviously Othean. Anyway, I'm not going to be a grammar Nazi or have a go at people for the way they talk, but now we have an Evil Swarm Bahamut. I don't know how to pronounce that, but Bahamut is what I'm guessing. And Bahamut is awesome. I love Bahamut. Especially if you're going up against Dark Worlds. Just take their Grapher. Oh, what are you going to do? Hit me with another Grapher? Oh. Then we have Evil Swarm Ouroboros. This deck cannot spam this card. If this card can be spammed, then it's alright, but this is mainly just for the sake of, he's got something in his grave that hurts me, best get rid of it. Like, I only use this when I go up against Dark Worlds. If I notice that they have Graphers in their grave, just banish one of them. It'd be so much better if this was just Trishula. Like, you can only use one of the following effects once per turn, which is annoying. You can't use all of them, which sucks. It'd be awesome if they actually made it as Trishula, but no, they had to make it weak. Anyway, and then we got Evil Swarm Thanatos. This guy is pretty fucking awesome. Especially with Infestation, Pandemic Infection, or Pandemic. Using this guy against Fire Fists is pretty funny, especially the fact that, you get your Pandemic out. I went up against Fire Fist once with this guy. They had their Beast King, I had Phantos out. They used Beast King's effect, I used Phantos's effect. He tried to use Bear's effect against it. I was like, no, Phantos's effect went through first. And he was like, why? I used my Beast King, or Tiger King. And I said, no, because this effect would come out on top, because it's a chain. So he's unaffected by all effects. So he couldn't target Thanatos. So he thought, okay, I'll just attack. I'll then chain my Tensu, I think it is. Yeah, it should be Tensu or Tensin. So I just chained freaking Forbidden Dress onto his Fire King. I was just like, yeah, come at me. This guy pretty much can be immortal at some points. Like, I wouldn't go use him early game, but it would really depend on what I know I'm going up against. If I was going up against, I don't know, maybe frogs, I'd probably get him out first game, because there's really no point going Ophion when you're going up against frogs. You want to get something out which is unaffected by effects, because they're probably going to go Caius or something like that, and if they go Caius, well, you don't want them to be banished. Then we got a Bish Dweller. This is just mainly for the Mermail matchup. As much as Evil Swarms do screw up Mermails anyway with Ophion, because this means they can't get out their big monsters which get most of their plays. But this guy just makes the game run a lot smoother. I've not really lost against Mermails to this deck. I have a couple of times, I'm not going to lie. But that was only because I ran out of infestations, and they mind controlled me and hit me for game. And I was just like, wow, that's fair enough. You know, can't exactly be salty about a win where it was, as much as it was a top deck of a century, I have to say it's one hell of a way to win. Then the last of the rank 4s, Heroic Champion Excalibur. A lot of people do tend to use the double blade armor ninja, but I prefer Excalibur. Excalibur just gets that massive push for game. Like, as much as Blade Armor Ninja can, you know, just hit twice, at least Excalibur, if there is a boss monster out that Ophion can't handle or Bahamut can't, at least with Excalibur, if they have an obelisk out, like, pretty much Bahamut dead. So you can't use Bahamut's effect. So you've got to be able to just ram him, and I'd prefer to use Excalibur just to ram into him. Now at the start of the rank 3s, we have leavea. Why did I say leavea? Leavea. 2 leavea. I don't really use 2. I just have 2 in there just for the sake of it. It just fills up the deck space, I guess. Leavea is quite useful in the deck. Recycles the rabbits. Not that you really need to, because when you get one off, you don't really need the other. But yeah, recycles rabbits. Recycles the Karikian effect. The fact that when Karikian banishes, you can just bring it back, and then, you know. I did have one massive thing where I actually spammed a field with this deck, and I find it hard to spam the field with this deck, but leavea just made the spamming work. Then we have a wind up Zen mains. You gotta have a Zen mains if you're running tour guide, just for the sake of I haven't got anything I need to stall. Then we have Leviathan Dragon, just for the extra beat. Giga Brilliant just boosts up Ophion. You want to boost up your Ophion as much as you can. Tempo, same with Fire Fists, and, you know, Excaliburs, things like that. Then we go on now have just this Catasta. We got Veilers, we may as well run a Catasta. Now the side deck. This deck profile actually has a side deck. This is probably the first deck profile I have shown with a living side deck. The reason I made the side deck is because I ran into Chainburn, and I fucking hate Chainburn, even though I do use it on occasions just to be a dick. But either way, I will go on with the side deck. The side deck consists of mostly traps, but these are good traps, so it works out. We have Starlight Road, you know, may as well just side it. Deck Devastation Virus, run 2. You know, you're going up against things like Gekai and stuff like that. You want to get rid of those things. Solemn Judgment, 2 Macrocosmos, Raw Decrees. Then Return from a Different Dimension. Mind Crush, just for the Mermail matchup. Just works out. Threatening Roar. Threatening Roar is a really good one, especially if you're going like this deck. As much as you know, think, oh yeah, Heretics won't touch it. If you can't get Ophion out, I'm sure Heretics will smash you. So Threatening Roar just for anything, and especially with the mirror match, side Threatening Roars in the mirror match, because Ophion can't, like, Infestation Pandemic cannot stop Threatening Roar. And then 2 Thunder Kings. As much as Ophion searches, you're not searching a lot in this deck, so, you know, works out. So this is my Evil Swarm updated deck profile, version 2. I hope you guys enjoy it. Leave your comments, leave a sub, and leave a like as well. You know, I'm going to be making a lot more videos. I'm also going to make the deck profile that I may bring to regionals. I don't think I will post it because I don't really want people to see what I will be running, but I am going to be running Evil Swarm because they come out in April, early April, and then regionals is late April. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys there. Have a good time. I have a really sore throat.